Live from the Allentown Agriplex, Allentown Fairgrounds, it's the Allentown Pinball Wizards Convention on Friday, May 4th, and it's approximately a little after 9 a.m. and here's some setup time. Let's go inside and see if there's any games up and running yet. Here's the giveaway game right here, a Royal Rumble. Here's the details. And we're going to go inside and see if any games are up and running. Alright, this is the first game that has power to the best of my knowledge. It is a Zachariah sky jump, not a Gottlieb ski jump.
That's a ski jump.
Ski jump. And Mark Scully's here from West Virginia with this. It's 1978, not for sale. It has got a sound card in the back, which we're going to see. It's got flash bumpers, and it really does. And this is not something he modified. This is stock. This is something that came from the factory.
It's track mode.
Right, and you're going to verify this, that this is not a game you're going to see every day, at least working.
No, none of these Zacharias imported from Italy have a good track record for working, so this is nice. I didn't have to do much with this one.
How did you, just looking at the game here, Mark, how did you find this? Or it has a history of London. Can you tell us something about where?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, it was operated in the UK by this company. I bought it in West Virginia. A guy in Huntington had some games on eBay. This wasn't one of the games on eBay.
Right.
But he said, by the way, I've got some other games.
Right.
And this was a game that he had, and I jumped all over it. I thought it was so unique. I like odd things, and it's definitely clean.
Yeah, the paint, the art is intact. It's not scraped. The glass is almost impossible to find for this, so you were very careful in setting this one up. So you got a 10 pence?
10 pence, yes.
To show that it was
5 balls per game, 10 pence per game.
All right, well, I guess we'll see it in action. It's working great. You tested it. Look how fast it resets. Listen to the sounds on this thing. So it's counting down the balls. What is this, an add-a-ball? Is that what you call it?
It can be either way. You can set it up to just play one long game and award extra balls, or you can actually get it to add credits.
Okay.
Now that I hit that target, the bumpers are flashing worth more.
Mm-hmm.
This little post there that's sort of like a second chance. If you hit them right, it'll bounce back into the in lane. You see that on some games. But
what's your preference? EM, solid state, does it matter or anything?
Equal opportunity pinball lover.
Equal opportunity.
Yeah, if it's got flippers, chances are I'll have fun with it. I've got more solid states than EMs in my collection, but I do like having some EMs.
Look how fast the reels turn on this thing when it scores.
And there's our.
All right, is that the match? It says 300 instead of 3
That's
or
because
30.
those are dummy reels, and you can't score 10 points or 1 point. 100 points is the lowest point you can score, so they have to match them on the hundreds.
Can we see in the back that sound card?
Yeah, let me get the key out real quick.
All right, so that you had the original back door.
Yeah.
They get a little rusted sometimes. But look at the inside. This is so weird. I guess the first thing you want to point out is the sound card, right?
Yeah, I've never seen this, an EM with a sound card. The early solid states had chime units, but I've never seen the reverse of that.
Right.
And I keep my fingers crossed that it doesn't break, because I wouldn't know how to fix that bad boy. But,
I'm with you there.
It's got a volume control pot, and it's just
the volume, the speaker is kind of transparent or something?
Yeah, it looks that way. Actually, it is. You can only see through the back glass. And these point relays are all end up going You can see like there's the red and white wire there. Well, there's the red and white wire there. That ends up. You score the point. It goes to the sound and choose the.
Well, you said something about that painted on. It's not a label.
That's just kind of neat. It's nice. A lot of you pick up an old Gottlieb '60s game, and all the paper labels have come off, or these have actually been, I guess, painted on somehow. They're permanently on there. This game is pushing 30 years old, and it's not.
It's still got the factory inspection tag. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, and it's just nice that you can always find. Where's the 100-point relay? Well, it's marked clearly.
Yeah, that's another thing. The coils still have good markings on it over the years. I guess that's an inspection thing or something. Maybe a maintenance tag or.
Yeah, it says that's the test.
I don't know what is that? That's Italian, of course.
Sure it is. Calado testado.
So we have to do some translating.
Yeah, I don't know. That's mechanical, electrical, and whatever that is. I don't know.
We got this original whatever. I guess that's to set your points.
Yes, it's like on all EMs where you have the post that you decide what the minimum score is going to be. That's just suggesting how you do that with put the brown wire here with the just to set the replay scores.
You mentioned the credit wheel is plastic.
Yeah.
It's not metal.
It sure is.
Let's see what else we got. These reels are Williams, aren't they?
It's pretty much interchangeable with Williams.
It's crazy. All right, and again you have painted on right here. Okay, so let's look at some other stuff. I just wanted to point this out too. Get a look at the score units. They paint. It's just amazing, yes, that you don't see these rotted labels. You're trying to figure what does what, because that can be always fun in a game when you have to work on it. All right, so we're gonna put the door back and check out some other stuff. Now we're inside the game, taking a brief look. I had Mark take off the glass because when are you going to see inside one of these? Look how clean the board is. Did you have to clean anything?
I didn't do anything. Just opened it up.
The motor, that's a Williams setup. That's not Gottlieb, the stack,
correct.
which is, I guess it's lower maintenance because Gottlieb you have the platter and you have to adjust the switches there. Another thing, they painted again. They did that so you're not wondering what this stuff does.
I did replace the fuse holder.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Your lights, and what did you find? Your lights are going to work better?
Yeah, generally they were almost crumbling away. They were so.
Yeah, the fuse holder. What's that, a Radio Shack? It's like a buck in parts or something.
Something
If you
like
can
that,
find a Radio Shack. Again, these look like Williams guts. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Essentially, they used Williams guts. Probably the target assembly, we're guessing. What does that do in the back, that doohickey?
Back here?
Yeah. We don't know.
I don't know.
That's a mystery thing. All right, just real quick, let's check out the coin door is pretty good.
I think it is. So pretty nice looking.
They kind of copied Williams' design. It looks like on the plunger shooter housing, but it's not plastic like on some Williams from the '60s. It could have been plastic and shattered, but they used, I guess, metal, right?
Sure did.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for letting us check this out. What I think is interesting, the front of the cabinet, there's no art. It's just blue, and that's not a repaint, right?
Correct.
Wow. All right, well, let's move on to the next game, Mark, and thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, it's now about 10:39 on Friday morning, and the games are rolling in. Setup continues till about 2 p.m., and then the public comes in at 4. The show will be open, and that's about where we stand at this point. We're gonna look at another rare game right now.
Hi, I'm Harry Irvin. I'm a local guy. I'm part of the show staff here, the volunteer staff. I live in Macungie, about 5 miles away, and I've got a 1959 Seawolf today. It's one of the only 4 games that were ever produced with a disappearing bumper.
Right.
Tough to find. I spent a couple years trying to find one of these and found one in very good shape and paid too much for it, but that's the way it is sometimes. And just putting ads in Mr. Pinball or the local shows here in York and wherever I could put a note out, but you really do not see many of them. I have a gusher also.
It's something about the Williams EMs. They're not as they're harder to find. Maybe they weren't as popular on location as the Gottliebs of that era.
Yeah, and I think that's right. I think they're more fun to play. But that's a personal opinion. But it's, a lot of the players will tell you that too. I think I've had a lot of good Gottlieb wood rails also, but the Williams are fun to play. I think they were better players in the late 50s. Played more like 60s games.
Okay. As you're guarding the door, we're going to make this interview short, and I guess let's go ahead and show off the game. You want to see it, maybe show it in action?
Sure.
Okay. There it's resetting. You still have the lights. You don't have the score reels.
Right. It's all light scoring, and there's light animation in the back glass, and it's hard to see with the lights in here, but there are 4 submarines that rotate. The lights rotate up and down. It doesn't mean anything scoring-wise. It's just for effect.
Right.
So you make the bumper go up and down for you.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. Yeah, let's see what you have to hit to make that happen.
You got to get it in one of the kickouts.
Okay.
We'll move it.
Oh, activates bumper, right. Yeah. The art is incredible on this.
Art's terrific.
Yeah.
Of course, when I want to do it, I won't be able to do it. There we go.
Oh, look, it's amazing. There's no, now it's just kind of sunk down, and you'd expect to see that Circus Voltaire.
Right.
But this is purely mechanical. There's no boards.
Circus Voltaire goes quick. I mean, it was done with, obviously a different technology, but the old ones, they move on 5 switch moves.
Right.
The flippers up there are kind of unusual too, and they make it an interesting player because you're actually shooting, looking for shots opposite of the flipper.
Right. This game is in really good shape. You didn't have to do a lot of restoration with this? Or?
No. Playfield is as it was. In the back glass I had, the original was okay.
Right.
But I got a reprint from Gary Conway out in Washington who does a real nice job with the whole reprint deal. He makes almost anything if he has something to work with, and he did a beautiful job. It looks as good as any repros that I've seen in the past. Not knocking the repros, they're great, but he does a great job with the repros too.
That's important because you can have too light a glass, you can smudge the titling, anything, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So he did. I mean, the colors are terrific. Unfortunately, the lights don't show up as well here with the overhead lights the way they are. But it's a beautiful glass. He does a nice job.
It's amazing.
So the bumper will come up here again. And this one works really well. It's up fast. I have a gusher that's got to warm up a little bit.
Right.
After you play a couple games, it's coming up pretty quick.
What were the ones with disappearing bumpers? Metro, Seawolf, Gusher?
Seawolf, Gusher, Metro, and Circus Voltaire in the modern era. They are the only ones.
It's amazing. And it's a really cool effect. You'd think they do it more often. Maybe the cost, or maybe just they didn't think it would be popular.
From what I gather is that it's a heavy mechanism, and it's a complicated mechanism, and they may have found that there were more problems with it than it was worth. But that's only speculation on my part. I honestly don't know. I was told by a tech that if I ever found another system somewhere, just the parts, to buy it, because they're going to be tougher and tougher tougher and tougher to repair,
All right, you got the game over. Sorry, you got. Is the star mean you have the match?
The star match is on.
Barely see it on the 70s.
Yeah, the star. Well, most of the Williams games had the stars. The late 50s Williams games. Star matches on the numbers. Game over lights here. Again, with the lights in here, you don't see it. The other game I brought is also a 1959 game. It's a Williams spot pool. Pool feet. It's got a center drum, which was kind of Williams' answer to the roto target that Gottlieb had. And I believe this may have been the first game that had that. They put that on several games through the 60s.
They did? They used it on more than one, that drum?
Yes, I've got to think of some of them. Friendship 7 has one that's similar, but there's others also. This may have been the first. I'm not 100% sure about that. Right. But this has back glass animation. I mean, just light animation. You get the numbers light up on the back glass, and the specials come via 1 through 8 or 9 through 15.
It's interesting how it resets there.
And it starts at 100, and I haven't bothered fixing that, but it doesn't bother me. Not enough. Sometimes that adjustment's tough to get. So you got a 3 lit, you got the 15 going down now, 15 lights on the back.
So you probably have a little sticky stepper unit or something.
Most likely, yeah. Needs a slight adjustment. and some things I just don't get through. It's interesting because whoever had it before me couldn't find a good set of plastics and painted all the plastics. The plastics for this game are hand painted. I did the ones in the upper left. I had a stencil that the guy left me, but he had hand painted all the others. And you know, they're certainly not great, but they're not horrible either. So
sometimes they are just melted over the years or something, and they just fall apart. Yeah.
The only other ones I've seen have been really badly warped, and there's not enough of these games out for anybody to reproduce them. Unless you're one of those good graphics guys and you have the time and the money, and I don't have that.
Yeah, there's some kind of, there's a Gottlieb, isn't there a Gottlieb from this era too? Something pool or something?
There's a lot of pool-themed games. There's Roto Pool, that's a real good wood rail. It's probably the one you're thinking of. It's 57 or 8.
And I get confused because there were so many pool games from that era. You say, okay, something pool, this pool.
Roto Pool, it has a beautiful back glass. It has the balls up in the head and Roto Target in the center, but the back glass is flat out gorgeous. It's really an attractive game. And it's in demand too. I mean, the nice ones run over $2,000.
So we're trying to light all the pool balls in the head.
And we have a special up in the top now. You see the specials lit on the top row. That's the 1 to 8 special. All those lights are out. So if you get it down there, you get a freebie. But that's the end of the game, and I didn't get a freebie.
All right, well, thanks for letting us see this before all the noise begins. There's going to be, what, a couple hundred games in here?
Well, it should be heating up very quickly in terms of people setting up in the next couple hours. This place will fill up quickly. So.
All right, it's actually a little after 11, and you're doing security at the front door too, as you help out the show.
Yeah, we do a little bit of everything. I've helped run at these for years and years now doing this, and you know, we help people bring games in. We do the tournaments and whatever else they need.
That's right. That's another thing you got to keep going. Tournaments are a lot of work.
And
too.
you know, those of us that are just hobbyists, we really appreciate what they do because most of us don't have the guts to do something like this.
It's now 4:25, and here's the line to get inside. It's gotten a little shorter. They opened at 4. And we're going inside, officially. All right, so we're in the show. It's a couple more games than what you saw earlier, just a couple. This is definitely a pinball show. We're gonna check out some games shortly. It's about 4:37 right now. Here's a pan of a row right here. Here's a Gulf Stream. You don't see these working very often. Next we got a pad hand. This one right here is really weird. Look how the bumpers are on the side. San Francisco, you rarely see these working. Right here, let's go ahead and fire this one up. On ball 5. Got it. Game over. All right, we're with Jack from York, and now this game is working pretty much, and we're going to see it in action. Pinwheel with the gobble holes. Those darn gobble holes, huh?
Goddamn gobble holes.
Right.
And the thing is, you got to get 1, 2, 3 in sequence. Now, 3 in a row. 3 in a row.
Oh wow, it's tic-tac-toe and it's gobble holes. That's crazy stuff.
And you only got to hit that 23 times.
Oh wow.
That's all. You got 5 balls to throw it.
So is it so difficult to beat? You're just keeping this game and just...
Look at the artwork. Look at that moon. Look at that moon. Look at the women.
The women. I see the women. And you don't see these every day either.
No.
It's a rare game.
This is the only one I've ever seen. You know, like one here, and it'll be boom.
Right.
Oh, we only went down to 3 points. So you're starting with 3.
Okay.
And this is what's really cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa! 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Oh, we didn't get to 3. 3, 4. Oh! Both sides lit special. Ooh. But that's not fair. You're not supposed to play that way.
And it's stuck.
But yeah, you got to play with the glass on it.
Right.
So that's
So how long have you had this in your collection, this game?
Oh, I bought it about 10 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and I said, this is a hard game to play.
Right.
Oh, I got 2. Look at that. And of course, I don't get a chance to get the 3. And I said, it's so hard to play that I should sell it. And then you look at the artwork and you say, how can you sell something that looks like that?
Right. Definitely some detailed artwork. Roy Parker.
Roy Parker, and it's very, as far as I've been able to tell, most people don't know that Ray Parker did this.
Right.
But the thing is, Ray Parker did such fantastic winning on the pinball machine, you have to say, that's Ray Parker. And you really have to get it, you really got it, you really have to,
Got a little bit of nudging art there.
you got to go a lot of nudging.
So can you explain to me again the numbers on the right? Is that your ball count?
That's points.
Okay.
Points in the move, and you need 23 points, and then every 2 points after that's another game.
Right.
So you only got to hit that guy 4 times for every ball. There's 2 points. So I went from 3 to 5.
Uh-huh.
6, 7. There's a 2.
Right.
There's another 2. And I should have had that. Now the lower left will get either 3 and then we get 4.
Okay.
Ah!
Tilt. This is a countdown, and look what it says here. Top 5. So instead of just showing the high score, it's got some text action going. Possibly an early production model right here. And, well, it's a Gottlieb. Let's see it in action. It's just got chimes, and it is not for sale. It shows up at the show, but it's never for sale. Animation in the back glass. Baseball. Look how the it's got animation, but also that. You don't see this every day. Another one you don't see every day, John Patterson. Goes to the York show a lot. Manual ball lift. Yeah. Try this again. The last ball right here. Tough game. It should be about over. Well, it is. Well, it didn't light up here, but that's the end of the game. It's 10:55, and let's go inside and see what's happening. Everybody else is. It's a little louder than yesterday, as you can tell.